Because this is the kind this is what they produce. That's why you see young men smoking in Muslim countries. Young men. Because who's there? Where's the system? We don't have divine guidance. We have the interpretation of human beings who have taken on the role of a God. And what do? We don't have time to study the Qur'an. We have time to study every other science. But we just want a fatwa, a religious verdict, especially if we have a need. And we search out the sources of the verdict that is compatible with our urges, our perception, our opinions. If you ask somebody and he give you one idea, that doesn't match nice. You keep searching until you, oh, that's a great scholar because he supports my tradition. He supports me, man. I don't have to make any big changes. This beloved prophet, the message he brought took away the authority from the human taghut. The authority from the human taghut. I meet lots of people. I don't want to call the names of the countries. I meet lots of people who are overwhelmed with peers and godfathers and godmothers who are almost ignorant where Qur'an and Islam is concerned and whose entire decision is made by their so-called religious leaders. Hope, inshallah, there is life and you and I will have time to reflect on what the Prophet brought. And he told me and you, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ. This society should be bustling with activity. I know you work and you live far and I live far. We know that. But I tell you something. When somebody wants something that he values very high, what does he do? He doesn't make excuses. If your superstar of cricket comes, what will you do? You will say, I'm living in London, Ontario. No, you're coming. If those who are crazy over the film industry, if your heroes of Bollywood and Hollywood come, what will you do? You will go. But you gotta admit it. If you don't admit the fact is we don't have enough urges and enough love and conviction that we need to learn the Qur'an, not as fanatics, not as parrots, that we can learn and caress the sublime message of the beloved Prophet, that we can bequeath it to our children, that while they become lawyers and doctors and engineers and everything else, they must not be idiots with the Qur'an. This was the legacy the beloved Prophet left behind. I trust in you and I, who have ears, who have 1 billion cells and more, who have eyes, who have the ability to comprehend what is being said here, will go away, apart from other good things, with one main thing today. And that is, if you love the Prophet, if we love the Prophet, his advice to us, hold on to the Qur'an. I don't mean to hold on to the book and put it on the head and put it in the car and put it over the ledge or put it under the pillow or put it in the grave. He didn't mean that. It's an expression of language. وَاعْتَصِمُوا اعْتِصَامُ بِاللُّغَةِ الْعَرَبِيَّةِ means to hold on. Don't lose. That's your challenge and mine. And I tell you again, if every mother and father who's here can make efforts and make changes to learn the Qur'an. Learn the Qur'an. Learn to read it. There's nothing wrong if you want to learn the Qur'an in Arabic. But learn its language if you want to understand its message. Otherwise, read the translations. And I can tell you, every year, there are numerous translations that are coming out. So you can't say, oh, I read that translation 50 years ago and I stopped. I can tell you, I'm a student of the language. I'm a student of the Qur'an. What I understand of the language now, I never understood it at the beginning of my university career. Anybody who stops studying becomes rusty. Any knowledge that does not evolve and cause others to evolve is rusty knowledge. we need to understand the predicament that we are experiencing in Muslim societies and for which we are part of and helplessly a part of. It's ours. Nobody's caused it. Nobody's caused it. We have caused it upon ourselves. And since we have caused it, who has got to change it? We have got to change it. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin. Allah does not interfere in human life. He does not change what is with the people. Hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Until they generate changes themselves. These are for me first. First of all for me and my family. And I leave them for you to consider. فَاسْتَغْفِرُوهُ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. Brothers and sisters, we are reminded in the Qur'an, فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Reminders, conscientious awakening and attachment will always benefit people who have a commitment, who secure and safeguard what is most important to them. You are very intelligent human beings. You are very hard-working human beings. I have no doubt that many of you are highly educated and professional men and women. This message is for people with that kind of sense and developed sense. Let us all love ourselves, love our families, and try to be people who are useful in the world in which we live in. We ask Allah to bless the memory of all the messengers who have left the legacy of revelation for us, that at any stage of our life, if we were to reflect and reconsider their message, we can find enough opportunity for growth and enhancement. I trust that you and I would take the rightful step and enhance ourselves, enrich our families, and become people who are monuments in their society. As-salam.